blood, guts, gore, and love. My top 10 romantic horror movies. Hey y'all, it's your twisted girl next door here, and love it or hate it, Valentine's Day is upon us. It's coming like a monster. And you know, I'm not really into rom-coms like at all. I mean, I mainly, you probably guessed this from this channel, watch horror and supernatural and dark fantasy and dark superhero stuff most of the time. But that doesn't mean there isn't romance and that I don't like romance in these types of movies. Because actually, if you really look at it, there are a good amount of horror movies with some great romance subplots or main plots when it comes to the movie. So I thought to myself, why not do, in honor of it being February, and so many cool things go on in February, but one of them is, cool or not, Valentine's Day. Why not do my top 10 romantic horror movies? Because I like a little, you know, love when it comes to my monster killings. So I'm going to go from my 10 to my number 1 pick. So let's get creepy together and romantic. Number 10, The Covenant. You can judge me if you want, I really don't care, because this movie, whether you're coupled up or not, or in a single thing, this is such a fun movie with a hot cast of guys and also magic, dark magic. 4 young, hot warlocks who belong to a magical legacy are forced to battle a 5th power that threatens to tear them apart. It's on my list because there's actually 2 romance subplots in this movie that are really cool, both kind of having their different dynamics. And also, it's just, you know, it has a hint of romance. It was sort of in the vein of the Twilight whole thing, which is not a movie I actually hate. I know that's kind of a thing where people are like, I hate Twilight. I'm not one of those people. I don't jump on that bandwagon. Number 9. My Bloody Valentine 3D, the 2009 version. Tom returns to his hometown on the 10th anniversary of the Valentine's Day massacre and is suspected of committing murders, and the only person that believes him is his ex-love. Like I said, it's Valentine's Day themed. It's actually a very cool movie. I hadn't seen the original before I saw this film, and I actually really liked it. I went to the theater to watch this in 3D, and it did not disappoint, in my opinion. It's a fun movie, Valentine's Day themed, and it has Jensen Ackles in it. Like, yeah, sign me up. Number 8. Okay, so this is a double feature. I'm gonna go with Underworld 1 and 2. Romeo and Juliet, supernatural style. Vampire Celine is determined to kill the Lycans, werewolves, who supposedly killed her family, but soon discovers everything isn't as it seems when she meets the human, Michael. These movies have a little bit of everything: action, suspense, supernatural vampires and werewolves, and also a love story. So yeah. Number 7, Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. I'm so glad there are no mirrors around me right now when I just did that. Candyman is tragic love. A murderous soul with a hook for a hand is accidentally summoned to reality and the kills begin. What is there not to like about Candyman? I mean, it plays on the whole Bloody Mary mythos of, you know, you say the name in the mirror 3 times with the lights out and you summon the monster. It used to be Bloody Mary, then they made it Candyman. It has really great acting in it, in my opinion. Tony Todd, hello, horror icon right there. And, you know, for those who know it or don't, there's actually a tragic love story in the mix of that. So it's totally a romantic horror movie. Number 6, another double feature, The Conjuring 1 and 2. Ed and Lorraine Warren are pretty much relationship goals. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren work to help families plagued by dark supernatural forces. At the heart of these movies is the relationship between Ed and Lorraine, and it's very much significant when it comes to the plot line of 1 and 2 and their relationship goals. They show through, you see the love that they have for each other, but the movies are some of my faves when it comes to the scares, the old school ghost story type vibe to it, poltergeist, demons, and all of that, and like I said, relationship goals. So yes, it's totally a romantic horror film. Number 5, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Count Dracula comes to England to seduce his lawyer, Jonathan Harker's fiancée. I feel like if anybody made a list, you kind of have to include this movie in it, but rightfully so. I mean, it has Dracula in it, which, I mean, to be honest, Dracula was actually a symbol for like promiscuity and syphilis and stuff back when it kind of, was used in terms of, warding people off of illicit sex. But, he has become something of a monster equated with like dangerous love and desire and things of that nature. And this movie did a very good job of displaying that. And also the cast was awesome. I mean, you have Keanu Reeves in it and Winona Ryder, and it's just a really quality film. Number 4, The Fly, 1986. Body horror and monster love. A remake of the 1958 version, a brilliant but eccentric scientist has an experiment that goes terribly wrong as he begins to transform into a giant man-fly hybrid. Jeff Goldblum and Geena Davis, also awesome Geena Davis, and they have such great chemistry in this movie, rightfully so. And it's just, it's kind of, once again, another tragic tale, but it also has romance in it and a giant gross monster fly man. Number 3, Ghost. Come on, you knew this was going to be on the list. So, a man is murdered, but his spirit won't rest as he tries to warn his love of impending danger. And, there's just something tragically beautiful about this film. I consider it horror. It has ghosts. There's some scary moments in there. And it's just a tragically beautiful horror story. Number 2, 28 Days Later. Fast, angry zombies, and a nice, cute, romantic subplot going on. Not totally within it the whole time, but there's totally a romantic subplot going on. 4 weeks after a mysterious virus spreads throughout the world, a handful of survivors try to survive. I mean, overall, it's just an awesome movie. It's one of my favorite horror pictures, actually, 28 Days Later. It has an awesome female protagonist in Naomi Harris. And, Cillian Murphy, her co-star in this, they have great chemistry. That's the romantic subplot I'm referring to, guys. And so I think 28 Days Later is just such a great movie. It took the whole zombie genre and kind of subverted it with the angry zombies. They're not really undead, but they totally are zombies. And it just totally works. And so does that romantic subplot, which I ship. Number 1, Bride of Frankenstein. Classic horror relationship goals. Dr. Frankenstein builds his monster a mate. Once again, this is something of a tragic tale, of course, because Frankenstein is something of a tragic monster. And one of the things I like about it, well, the plot line, for one, right, is just awesome. Frankenstein's bride, hello. But also one of the things this plays into is not just this idea of romantic love, but the very human condition of wanting to love and wanting to be loved in return, which, the monster of Frankenstein is trying to get throughout the film. And it's tragic, it's sad, but it's also, inspiring in some kind of way. I'm not trying to get mushy. This is still a horror channel, but I definitely feel like this is a top notch when it comes to just the idea of love in general and what that means. All the good, bad, and darkness in it. Okay, so that's my top 10. What did you think of my top 10? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Do you have some that you want to add that I did not include? Would you totally rearrange my list? Let me know. Comment down below with your thoughts. And also, be sure to subscribe so that you are the first to know when I post my videos of all things horror and dark fantasy. Thanks for watching. Let's get creepy together.